as I say, we tend not to focus on places like Niger and Chad and Burkina Faso and things. But there's a lot of developments going on right now there that are not particularly good for the U.S. or even U.S. investors.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are almost no journalists on the ground, but that doesn't mean it doesn't matter. And this part of the world does matter. It matters in particular because there are a lot of resources that are very important for industrial processes, especially as we turn to transition energy away from coal and towards batteries, and they require a lot of what we get out of the ground from these countries. But governance in this part of the world is very poor indeed. Explosion of insurgencies, Islamic radicalism, and very poor local governance with a lot of military coups that have happened in these countries. And some of the most authoritarian, most brutal leaders in the world want to turn to a country that'll provide them support for security and not ask any questions at all about their human rights abuses and governance on the ground. And, the best country for that at scale, that's Russia.
You see, brothers, the West will always expose themselves, brothers. Okay? In this clip over here, right, this guy is angry about African countries going towards Russia for protection, as if America's any better. Okay? America is one of the few countries that are the reason why Africa is at a state right now. How many interferences Africa has America done in Africa? We know that they've exploited their resources. We know that they've done, they've been unfriendly to African countries for a long time. I mean, for goodness sake, man, America, they are slavery, bruv. So don't you talk down against African countries for doing what they want to do with their money, with their resources, with their country. You have no rights, okay? Because they have their resources there for uranium, for batteries. Now you're getting all scared. Oh, Russia's coming. Russia. I don't give a damn, bro. I don't give a damn. As if they're any better. As if America's any better. How about you let African countries run their countries how they want to run their countries? Stop getting mad about that. What's your thoughts here, Theo?
Wait a minute now. Before we talk about what America has done in Africa, we have these countries called France, Germany, and the UK, who have quite a long history of doing all kinds of crap in Africa as well. So America was late to the group, but Russia's in there. Russia's doing stuff now. China's in there. Basically, you have all these players that coming in, but Africa as a whole isn't really developing. Well, it is developing, but not the way that we'd want. In terms of governance, Russia is no model for that. So they could do some things, but I mean, can we think of one country that has really developed and prospered due to Russian investment?
But Russia's recent, Theo. It's recent, past 5-10 years. No,
the Soviet Union, Russia, same thing. They've been. Let's talk about past World War II. So, I mean, the closest you can get to it would be Cuba, but you still got thousands of people trying to swim across the ocean in order to get to Florida. So you don't really have nation building with Russia either. So it's something cute, but it's not anything that you'd really need. Not Russia hasn't been recent. No, are you kidding me? In the 60s, 70s, 80s, Russia's involvement with Syria, Iran, Iraq to some degree, particularly Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, various Angola, various countries in Africa. Yeah, I mean they're there. They're doing stuff. We've been fighting proxy wars with Russia all over the world for a long time. You have Venezuela as well, definitely influenced by Russia.
The thing is, Theo, right? Russia isn't out here doing coups, sponsoring coups. Russia isn't out here, doing underhand shady stuff against African countries or trying to undermine their rule of law, etc., etc. Phil, America has a lot of history, UK too, right, and other European countries on undermining African countries, doing coups. Russia hasn't shown that, brother. That's why a lot of African countries trust Russia, Phil. You know,
What
that's
about
why they
North
want to join
Korea and
BRICS.
Vietnam? They totally went in there. Vietnam, they kicked all the Western countries out. Vietnam couldn't have won without Russian support. So they didn't do a coup. They just took the entire country. North Korea, same thing. They have entire control. So it's not. I would say that Russia is cute, but they're. I mean, look at what Syria. How many millions of refugees did the Russians create in Syria? It's a nightmare.
But it's a war going on, Theo, right? Western powers are there,
Right.
other powers are there. So, but I mean, I'm not saying that the perfect Theo, right? But what I'm saying is that, you know, it's clear, Theo, that America and other European countries don't have the best interests of Africa at heart, Theo. So you can't blame African countries for reaching out to Russia, right, and bringing them in, Theo. You know, at some point, something's going to change, Theo. If your current partners ain't helping you out the way it's meant to be, look for another solution. Look for other partners. So this guy has no goddamn remit, right, to be talking about, you know, governance, talking about human rights policies. I mean, 4 years ago, Theo, George Floyd, where was he killed? Where was he killed? In America. Show me in Russia that happened for your brother, to a brother.
Oh yeah, sure. You have Nigerian students murdered in Moscow for dating Russian women. That happened. It's happened more than once. I know about that. I don't talk about it, but it has happened. There's definitely been various issues with Nigerians and Russians over the decades. But you know, for the most part, it's pretty cool, and you know they breed and make kids. I don't see any country, any outside country, being a model of development and help for any country inside of Africa, and that would be start from. Even look at what the Moors did for Europe. The Moors did quite a lot. You know, brought a lot of technology. You're really not seeing the same kind of idea or governance for any outside power going into Africa. So I'm not going to say that Russia is all this or all that.
We'll see, Phil. We'll see. We'll see how what the future tells. But you know, I'm happy that Africa's looking at other partners. But personally, Africa got its own issues itself. Build this country, right, ideally without any external influences like everyone else has done. But for some reason, they always need help. I don't know, but hopefully they get their stuff sorted out.